Yes. We are back, guys. The best Blaugrana Barcelona podcast on YouTube is officially back, guys. After 2 weeks, we are back again, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar Talks Football. And ladies and gentlemen, I know you've missed it. I know you guys have been asking for it, but ladies and gentlemen, it is back. Mondays, every Monday, Blaugrana Podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, big up to every single one of you guys in here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, of course, you guys know, guys, there is no Blaugrana Podcast with Omar Talks Football without Barca Boy 103. My guy, bro, listen, he's back from Barcelona looking fresh out of Barca, man. What are you saying, man?
I'm good. Sorry for the no episodes. We tried to do it there, but it was just too difficult. But I'm very happy to be back. Excited to do all the chatting. There's been so much going on, especially in the past 2 weeks. We have a title to celebrate as well, so looking forward to all of it.
Hey, listen, man. Some people have been telling us that we gotta be humble, man. The title is not complete yet. You know what I mean, right? But but then again, the way I'm seeing that Madrid is just throwing the white flag already, man. Maybe it is time to celebrate. You know what I mean? But big up to every single one of you guys who are in here, man. Big up to the GOAT, Joseph. Big up to you, bro. Big up to my guy here, bro. Big up to you. How you doing? Big up to every single one of you guys who are in the building, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, all of the beautiful stuff as usual, guys. And listen, guys, get in the comments, guys. Let us know everything, guys, you want to know, guys. But listen, let's actually... Oh, shit, my bad. I just got a call on my WhatsApp on my phone. But yeah, basically, like I was saying, listen, guys, big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe. But look, like you mentioned, man, listen, football, we didn't get any weekend football this week. Obviously, you had the Copa del Rey final between Atletico Madrid against Real Sociedad. And yeah, Atletico Madrid do what they always do, man. Do all that work, all of that hard work to make it to the final. Only to falter right at the end, man. Real Sociedad, congratulations. They won it on penalties. It was quite an entertaining game, to be fair, right? Back and forth, right? There were goals, like a lot of stuff that happened during the game. But in the end, man, much deserved to Real Sociedad. And listen, man, I was hating on these guys. So you know what, right? Hold that, man.
Absolutely, bro. They're talking, they're doing stuff, and then they go and they kind of win their first title in 6 years, and they go. They have one trophy in the past 10 years, which was that La
Liga. Dude, I put that on the group chat. Did you see that?
Which is the La Liga title in COVID, which one of our former players had to win it for them. So they took that, Champions League game like a final. They didn't win anything of it, and then they have a final on the weekend and they go and lose it. So them winning 4-0 against us, beating us in the Champions League semi-final, they can have the bragging right, sure, but coming out of it, absolutely nothing to look forward to. But you know what? When you're the biggest club in the world, people will celebrate. Chelsea's still celebrating beating us 3-0 in November. They still celebrate that. So they can enjoy that while they're also winless in their last 6 or 7 games. So people need to, set their priorities straight a little bit.
And here's the thing, man. Atletico, what's his name? I want to say Atletico Madrid put all that work and they still might go trophyless. And like you mentioned, man, speaking of Atletico, I mean, they could win the Champions League, Okay, let's be real. Let's be real.
The Bayern PSG game is the final, so whoever wins that and over 2 legs will go and win it.
Hey, listen, man. We'll see. Football is a funny sport, but look, I'm gonna say this now, right? Speaking of Atletico players, Antoine Griezmann, man, he's ending his career in Europe without winning one domestic trophy.
That is, he has one cup with us. With the
that's right, isn't it? Like that's literally the only domestic trophy he's won. I think the Copa del Rey in 2021. Like in his last season.
With Atletico Madrid, he won 1 year.
He won the Europa League with them.
One UEFA Super Cup, and then he has a Super Cup.
He has a Europa Super Cup and a Europa League.
So 3 trophies with Atleti in 13 years.
Remember the one that they won in 2018. They beat Marseille in the final. That's literally the only trophies he's won. This guy, and the crazy thing is, this guy left Atletico Madrid, joined us to win the league when we were defending champions, right? Goes to Atleti win the league. He goes back to Atleti just after they won the league. They haven't won the league since, and we won the league 3 times now. This season is gonna make it 3 times. And man, listen, man. At the end of the day, it is what it is, man. What can I say? But look, at the end of the day, We're not here to talk about Atletico Madrid. We're not here to talk about all these guys. Let's talk about the best team in Spain right now. You feel me, right? Look, obviously, Hafid, you were in Barcelona. You got to, witness some of the games that happened. Obviously, this Catalan derby, you were in the stadium, man, when we absolutely
Yes.
Espanyol, right? Absolutely cooked them, put them in the deep fryer, right? It was a close game, to be fair, for most of the game, right? But in
It
the end,
was, yeah.
we pulled out, and we did our thing in that game, man. For
Hmm.
you, right? You were in the stadium, right? Honestly, bro, what was the atmosphere like, bro? Right? For the first derby, bro. Was it a good atmosphere? Like, were
Yeah.
people turned up for it?
Yeah, it was a pretty good atmosphere. I think it was the most filled the Camp Nou has been because we had like over 60,000 capacity. I think there was more at the Espanyol game than there was at the Madrid game, where we lost 2-0 to Atletico in the first leg.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it was. There was two singing sections, which was nice to see as well. Entrance to the stadium was fine. There was so much, rubber and construction everywhere, which is a bit annoying. But in terms of the atmosphere, they were, the Grande Nacion were singing throughout the whole entire game. The atmosphere amongst the fans was okay. Once we started to score those 2 goals in 2 minutes, everyone was upping and roaring and chanting. But the second half, the first 10 15 minutes was a bit quiet, especially when Espanyol got their goal as well. But overall, the vibes were fantastic, and hopefully, when it's a bigger, better stadium, we'll be back there again to see how it looks.
Yeah, absolutely. But look, obviously, during the derby, there was like the big game in the Champions League. Were you in the game in the home leg? You were there, or you did? Was that before
No,
you
no, no,
left?
no, no. I think Warrior was there. I went
Yeah,
after.
Warrior was there. He's the kid that I told him not to go back to the stadium, man. Like this guy's got to 2 games and we lost both of them at home. I'm like,
Oh, what was the
nah.
other game that he's been that we lost?
I think it might have been was it the Betis or Villarreal game? He told me the last time he went to watch Barca at home, there we lost. I said, bro, don't come back to the stadium. It might be it might have been our last loss. Funny enough, I don't know, right? Whether if you're if you're in the comments, let us know, man. Like, I don't know if it was like the last game we played before this come now went to construction, the last defeat we had there. But if it was, then dude, you need to stay away from that stadium because clearly you're the kids of death, bro. Stay away from the stadium. Just sit down and do watch alongs like all of us, okay? Yeah, but look, like I mentioned, man, obviously we played Atletico Madrid. I mean, look, we did a great job to win the away leg, but it's the same old thing when we play Atleti, isn't it? Like too little, too late. And let's be real. Let's be real here, half it. Right? We've been doing this podcast for a while. We remember when we got the draw and we're saying, yeah, we're in the best side of the draw. We are. But I kept on saying at the end of the day, bro, this Barcelona, I've not seen the best version of them. We have not seen Barcelona at their most clinical. And if we play a team like Atleti, who don't need a lot of chances, and if we squander chances against them, they're going to make us pay, then we're going to pay the ultimate price for it. Right? And that's what happened in that first leg. And dude, it's getting to a point now, it's just repetitive. And before I continue, look up to my goat, the goat himself, man like Rex. Look up to you, man. Says, what's up? The most realistic Barca fan, Omar. I appreciate you so much. Big up to you every single time, man. Big up to Rex, man. Big up to the GOAT, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button, guys. We have like 38 people here. I see a lot of you guys joining in, guys. Smash the likes on your way in. But this is the point, man. Like, it's the performance I saw in that first leg. People can talk about the red card. We're going to talk about the referee. And dude, I'm not hearing that. Because here's the thing. Before this game, look at the games against Copenhagen, Slavia Prague, Eintracht Frankfurt. All of these games, we were the first team to concede at home. We did not start well in any of those games. We had to pick it up from behind and always come back. And I was saying to people, bro, this team is not ready for the Champions League. If we play a semi-decent, a quality team, we are cooked. We are cooked. Mm-hmm. And people called me negative. People said, oh, Omar, you always find something to complain about. I said, guys, that Atletico game is going to be the game. I promise you. I promise you, because Atletico Madrid are literally, we're going to dominate them. We're going to concede first, most likely. And then we're going to spend the whole game trying to break them down. And basically, it's the same old thing, bro, happened. Same, bro, I'm so sick and tired of seeing us get eliminated the same way, bro, every year. Right? Which is, no, it's not even a laughing matter, right? Bro, you see when Kobashi got sent off, I knew. Like, dude, it's like I just saw the Araujo sending off. Like the PTSD of Araujo sending off. Like, oh my God, it's happening again. It's happening. But when he scored, when Alvarez scored that free kick, I knew, bro. I knew. I said, bro, we are out. This is it. It's over. We're done. We are out.
That was the problem. I think Alvarez scoring the free kick was more of a dagger than the Kubarsi red card.
Yes, it was the game because, dude, the red card was the one where he gave me these flashbacks, and that goal basically made me realize that, yep, the fear that I had when that red card was given, boom. When they scored, I said, yep, there it is. There it is, man. And all my days, bro. That game, same old. We concede first, and then we want to wake up. But it was too late because Atletico Madrid, we played into their hands. They wanted the first goal. They were like, yo, let's get the first goal and sit down and park the bus, hit them on the counter. And they got the second goal. And then all of a sudden, we had to go to the one and do the work over there. I'm sorry, man. It pissed me off, man. Because it's the same way we get knocked out in this competition. And we deserve to get knocked out. Whatever people say, right? We got exactly what we deserve. Before I ask your thoughts, Rex again with another super chat, man. He's actually sending. He says, also big up to Hafed, Lone Rashi and sign Leao, but no. Oh, it says Lone Rashi sign Leao, but no striker. Interesting. But before we talk about the transfers, right? You watch the games. What were your thoughts about the performance, bro? Seriously.
In both legs or just the first one?
I mean, just the whole, just the whole.
I mean, we lost the leg. We lost the tie as soon as Albert scored that free kick. I was on my live stream saying the exact same thing as well that you were saying just now, and even for the second leg as well. Once we conceded that the Lookman goal, I said it was over. I put in the group chat. I said that this game is gonna finish 2-1. Will was saying that no, 100% there'll be another goal in this game.
You already knew. We already knew, isn't it?
You already know, right? Because once the momentum shifts, it's gonna be hard for Barcelona to break down. Yes, Ferran Torres got that goal in the second half that was offside. I think over the two legs, we'll be the better team 100%.
We always are against Atleti, to be fair, bro. Let's be real.
Should we have gone through? Yes, but the reality is that fine margins is what's holding this team back, and it has been holding this team back for a few years. I think in the last 11 seasons when we've been eliminated, I think only 2 of them we were kind of holding our heads up like, yeah, we were eliminated by the better team here. There's nothing we can really do about it.
Let's be real.
The other 9 times because of us shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, but let's be real, right? When was the last time we actually got knocked out? We were like, we were just unlucky. Because even last season, people can talk about it and be like, oh man, we were so close.
I would say probably 2021 against PSG.
2021.
And COVID?
The 2021, I can hear that because that season we did not have a team to play that PSG team, right? So getting back about them, it kind of makes sense around that time, right? But if I really go back and really look at like our Champions League season, right? The last time we really got knocked out, where I was like, unlucky. You know what I mean, right? Honestly, bro, I would have to go all the way back to, bro. I said this. I'm like, realistically, the last time we actually lost a game where I was like, it was probably in 2010 when we lost to that Mourinho team. Because even though we were better than that Mourinho team, Mourinho had a masterclass when we played them. Because think about it, right?
We had a goal by PK that was rightfully disallowed.
And that's what I'm saying, right?
One of the goals that they scored in the first leg was offside as well.
That's what I'm saying, man. We were unlucky. Like, that's why I said we were unlucky. Because we were the better team. We played well, but Mourinho, he had a plan. He had a plan, and he set it up well, and fair play to him, he did the job. I look at even the Chelsea one, right? We were just unlucky, man. Like, Messi's missing the penalty during that game and all of that. But then go all the way back. But then you look at all the other times we got knocked out. We either shoot ourselves in the foot or we get embarrassed. Like, dude, we can't just go to the tournament and just lose with some pride. Where you're like, okay, man, we lost to the better team. Like, when I look at Bayern knocking out Real Madrid, as much as I hate those pricks, right? They played one of the favorites, first or second favorites, right? And they took it all the way to the end. If we had played Bayern and we got knocked out by Bayern like that, I wouldn't have any problem. I would have been disappointed, but I would be like, you know what? Okay, Bayern are that team this season, right? They're that team, and we took them all the way. That's what I wanted to see. This Atletico team, bro, I'm sorry, we were better than them, and if we took our chances, we would have won this time. And that's what it was. We only took it seriously in the second leg. It's too late. We played into Simeone's hands, and that's exactly what happened. And that's why, dude.
The whole entire
Yeah.
time as soon as Barca got that red card in the first leg, the whole entire tie for me personally was
Mhm.
predictable. I predicted that we can see in the second half when Sorloth scored the second goal. I predicted that after we tried to make a comeback, we wouldn't. I was quite surprised that we were 2-0 up as well as watching the game in Barcelona in a bar with other people around me. Right, I was quite surprised that we were 2-0 up. I thought we weren't gonna get close, that close anyway. Maybe we could put that one and they would score back. Then you look at the goal that we can see in red because Fernando Lopez is dealing with about 9 stitches in his nose, and the whole entire left hand side was open. We didn't either make for a quick sub or we didn't want to bring Firmino on quicker, whatever the case may be. And we get caught open with 2 easy passes from Gerard Martin and João Cancelo. Then after that, what happens? Everything dies for Barcelona. You get that shot in the foot, and yes, if Ferran Torres scored, a goal in the second half that was offside, whether it was offside or not, whether the referees were on our side or not. The reality is, in the Champions League, the most important that you need to go through is luck, and we have been unlucky. Where there's been red cards that are not red cards. I personally don't think that the Eric Garcia one. I think the Caborsi one was a red. I don't really think the Eric Garcia one was a red because I think, first of all, I don't think Eric Garcia touched him. I think, second of all, Kunde was there as coverage as well, so Sola probably wouldn't even gotten a shot on target anyways. But all of these things that don't go your way end up going against us, and that's the reality of our problem. As soon as we face a decent team in Europe, we either don't rise to the occasion or the luck isn't on our side.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? And I knew, and you know what it is? It's all those combinations that made me very unconfident in the Champions League this season. It wasn't about being negative. People don't have to look at you have to look at things with the gross tinted glasses off. That's what you got to do when you're watching Barca. It's not always about, look at this. I want to win the Champions League. I always want my team to win it. But I see what is happening and I judge it for what I see. And when you're watching the games, it gets irritating because you're just sitting there like, dude, you understand what I mean, right? Like at the end of the day, the performance, sometimes you have to look at, like last season, when we were dominating the group stages, there was a point where I was like, maybe this could be our year because Europe is not really that strong, right? The teams really, the heavyweights, like the Bayerns were not looking good. Real Madrid were not looking good. City were not looking good. You understand what I mean, right? None of like the big boys last season were really looking. That's why many people were considering us the favorites. Because everyone else was really not that good apart from Liverpool and later on PSG when they started to like pick up their form. But really, apart from that, we were second favorites for most of the Champions League last season, right? Until like, for me, I felt like the Dortmund game is when I really realized, okay, I don't think this team is ready. I don't think this team have shown me that they're ready for the Champions League yet. And that's the thing. But look, at the end of the day, it was poor, right? And the way we got knocked out, it's a shame. And for me, and also, I'm going to be very honest with you, Hafid, right? We got to look at the manager too. Because, dude, we've been knocked out by Atletico twice. And both times, I feel like the manager has a lot to do with how we got knocked out. The first one was the game, it was in the first leg, right? We're 10 man down, right? You're doing the highlights, especially when we were in the second leg. I meant to say second leg. For me, Hafid, when we went 2-0 up, I said this to Jonas last week, all right? When we went 2-0 up, we should have sat back and taken that 2-0 lead to halftime. Because when you take that 2-0 lead, now you've rattled them. You've rattled them now that they're in the locker room. Now they're going to come out in the second half, and they're probably going to take that the first 10 minutes just attacking us, trying to get that goal to take them in front. You understand what I mean, right? Because you know the stadium is going to be anxious now that it's 2-0 to Barcelona. Now it's 2-2 on aggregate. The next goal will basically change this tie. So now Atletico Madrid were going to come out and try to get that goal, and we could have taken advantage of that and maybe get that third and kill them off. You understand what I mean, right? But when we went for when we went aggressively, we played right into their hands, and when they got that goal by Lookman, it was GG. Like you mentioned, I knew after that it was over. I was like, bro, they are not attacking us anymore. They're done. They are packing everybody's going to be in the pack for just this 90 now. And that's exactly what happened. But look, it's disappointing. I am hurt, but we move on. Let's talk about the league, right? Now, we got like 7 more games to go, right? 8 more games to go, right? So El Clasico will be coming up very, very soon, right? First week of May, I think, right? Well, until then, we do have some good games coming up, right? We have obviously on Wednesday, we have to play against Celta Vigo. And then we have those big away games, which are going to be tricky. Hatafe away, where these guys, they're pricks, man, right? And most importantly, Osasuna. Last season, the battles there, bro. That is it. Al Sadd Stadium, Stadio Assad or something.
Yeah.
Right. That stadium, bro. Last season they cooked us over there, and they beat Real Madrid this season in their stadium. Like Muriqi, who I'm going to be talking about, right? Because he's been linked to us, right? But he's been cooking this season, bro. Like second to goal scorer
for Mallorca. They have Budimir also soon now.
Oh. Yeah, my bad. I meant to say Budimir is another one, right? Yeah, Budimir he actually cooked us last season, bro. He's a good striker, right? Very good striker. So he also cooked last season when he played us. And he's another one that's gonna worry me. Obviously, I'm happy that Brian Zaragoza is not there, but there's what? That Brian Zaragoza is at Celta Vigo now. So that's gonna be an interesting proposition. But you're looking at this ties, right? Do you potentially see any banana skin, or do you just think that it's comfortable now to the end of the season for you?
I just think win one of the Getafe and Osasuna, and it's pretty much wraps. I think that's the only two. If you lose both, maybe you can in Madrid beat us in the Clasico, then we're tied on points. That's our 9-point lead drop. So I think you just win one of those, whether it's Osasuna or Getafe, and you should be okay. But I just see real no threat. I hope that we also win El Clasico. I think that's kind of the last big moment of the season. When we lost the Champions League, I said to go out there not only win La Liga, but I also want to win that Clasico in May. First Clasico at back at the Camp Nou. That should be a win regardless. At least give us a little bit of bragging rights to end off the season. That is what I expect from this team now. You can lose to Getafe and Osasuna, sure, but as long as you win the league and beat Real Madrid, that's what my priorities are. I think we'll be fine against Celta on Wednesday. The team just had a week off as well. I think hopefully we'll be back in the next week or so, and then against Getafe and Osasuna, we won't lose both. We could definitely maybe draw both, but during that time as well, I think Real Madrid travel away to Betis. They go to La Cartuja and face Betis, so maybe they can drop points there as well. So don't rule that out too. Not only Barcelona dropping points, but also
Madrid. Yeah, Will was telling me that he was like, "Yo, we got to go away to Betis, Sevilla." Like, and that's the thing he told. That's why he said he really doesn't have any hope, is because even if we do drop points, he sees them dropping points too. You understand what I mean? So I mean that is definitely true, right? When I'm looking at it, I'm like, for me, I feel like at the end of the day, we are done. Like there's no Europe to worry about. So now I feel like just play the best 11 for the rest of the season. You understand what I mean, right? Yeah, just that's what I'm saying, right? But also, I would like to see more opportunities for the youngsters, man. I want to see more opportunities for guys like Ronnie.
They won't get until we have the league wrapped up. Maybe we win the league by El Clasico. We can celebrate that day, and then the last two games we can see some of the youngsters and stuff like that.
Hopefully,
who are our last two games against? I don't even know.
I don't even know after. I didn't even check.
Yeah, I didn't check up until then. We have Alaves, Betis, and Valencia. I remember Valencia away. Yeah.
So yeah, bro. I'm gonna be there, bro. You can rotate the team with those teams, bro.
Alaves the way we don't care about. Betis at home will be our last home game of the season. So maybe
Valencia, bro. We could bring our second team who's still better than 5-0, man. These guys, they have been absolutely garbage for a long time. And look, at the end of the day, I think that we will. I think that we will win the league, because even like you mentioned, if we drop points. Bro, Real Madrid, they're going to drop points too, man. They've given up, right? They have their own eternal issues, which is beautiful to see. Right? At the end of the day, man, when we had our internal issues, they were more than happy to laugh at us. So you know what, man? It's not happy. It's not always fun to be on the other side now, does it? Right? It is what it is. But look, at the end of the day, the season, let me ask you something, right? If the season ended today, how would you rate the season?
I probably rated it 6 out of 10. I came into the season expecting us to win 2 trophies. That was my prediction. That was what I thought it was. I thought we'd win 1 cup, which was either Super Cup or Copa del Rey, and then one of the Champions League or La Liga. That's exactly what I predicted coming this season. I think how the season has unfolded has been a bit disappointing, a bit underwhelming. It is worse than it was last season.
Shit. Appreciate you,
man. But it wasn't terrible, right? You had some good moments. I think if you beat Real Madrid in a huge way on May the 10th, you can bring it up to maybe a 7. I think you're teetering around 6 or 7. Maybe you can make the argument. Oh, when you have a fantastic season, the question is how much do you drop? Did we drop a lot? Yes. Did we make improvements last season? I think the only thing that we really improved was seeing out games. And we talked about maybe it being 2-0 up against Atletico. That was maybe at half. That was in the middle of the game. I think we were 2-0 up with like half an hour to go. We probably would have parked the bus a little bit and we looked at extra time and stuff like that. So I think we've improved in that regards. But I think this season has kind of went exactly as I expected. We thought that maybe signing Joan Garcia would level us up in the back line, which it has. He's won us some big points in La Liga. Hopefully he goes on to win the Zamora Trophy. We thought that Rashford would come and be a bit mid. He has been mid, even though he has 25 GA this season. I think for me this season, if we win the league, we'll be 6 at most, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I definitely. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I actually agree with your point. At the end of the day, I feel like last season was a huge like level up from where we are, right? So at the end of the day, it's always going to be hard, right? And for me, especially when I looked at the transfer window and how we acted in the transfer window, I just had this feeling. I was like, yeah, man, I don't think this team is going to like. I knew that we needed to go and get some players. And that is why, like, I looked at it, I was like, man, I don't think so. You understand what I mean, right? I don't think so. I don't think this team is going to get it done this year. We might win the league, right? Champions League. Nah, man, I didn't see it. And true to prediction,
we got very favorable, Champions League draw as well. I said to us as well, minimum quarterfinals of the Champions League. We got that, but the way the draw was made.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah.
There's a bit of a, asterisk on that because I expected us to do better.
I definitely did as well. And that is why I'm very disappointed with what I saw, right? Because the performances, especially in like the games where we were winnable, right? You were thinking, okay.
We didn't keep, one clean sheet in the Champions League. I don't know if you know that.
I said that, bro. Yeah. I said that to people.
And I was like, bro. I think Madrid kept like 3 or 4 clean sheets, so at least they got some. But the fact that we could not keep 1 clean sheet the whole entire league, even Olympiacos, we could see it, Slavia Prague.
We played teams that were completely bums, bro, and we still conceded. And that's what I was telling him. I'm like, bro, that's why when these are all the combinations of these things you just mentioned are the reason why I didn't trust this team to win the Champions League. Because I'm like, bro, you trust this team that haven't kept a clean sheet once to win the Champions League. Even the team last season kept more clean sheets in the most important games.
I think the Champions League season has been a failure. I think domestically we weren't too bad. Like, don't forget, we got to the semifinal of the Cup as well. Yes, I know we got eliminated. Yes. We got eliminated by 1 goal. Yes, we lost 4-0.
But then look at our run in the Copa del Rey too. We have to talk about it. We only play second division teams until we play Atletico Madrid.
That is also true. That is also true as well. So lots of easy draws this season and not really much coming out of it.
It's definitely food
for thought. Back-to-back league titles is huge. It's a huge accomplishment. It's been a while since someone retained the title in La Liga. I think since us in this under Valverde. So it's a strong accomplishment. We still have to do it, obviously. I think we will. But that's also a big accomplishment. Can't ignore that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how I kind of look at it. I'm like, well, listen, at the end of the day, yeah, we did well in the league, and I'm happy about the performances in the league. I really am. But there's definitely, we could have been much better. And I feel like, this summer, which we're going to get into, right? This summer is very, very important, Hafid. It's extremely important now. Because I feel like, people have their opinions. They're like, Omar, we are, this season, we might not be in the one-on-one rule and all this stuff. Look, man, I'm going to be very honest, Hafid. We need to be active in the summer. We need to go and get players. This team actually needs players, bro. This season has proven to me, bro, we got to find a way to get players next season. We must. Because I think that there's a lot of players that need to go, and they will go. All right? Obviously, you look at like Casado. I think Casado is one of the people that will leave this season. I think that, we got players like Peña, Ter Stegen, Araujo, right? Another one. Like, there's a lot of players like I feel like definitely need to go. You understand what I mean, right? Yeah. And I think a lot of us, we definitely know that. And there's a lot of incomings that need to happen. For me, Hafid, I feel that the the defense should be the priority for me, right? Because we've proven under this manager that our biggest strength is our attack. Like our attack with different combinations have always scored. Like even guys like Ferran Torres who was so frustrating to watch, even they get goals, right?
Mhm.
Yamal always getting goals. Rafinha, I know this season he's been having an injury plagued season, but we know he can also score a lot of goals, right? There's a lot of players in this team that score goals week in, week out, right? No matter what kind of formation we play. The defense is the problem. Like you just mentioned, the fact that we haven't kept a clean sheet once in the Champions League this season tells you, bro, this defense, it is done. It's finished. It's over, bro. Right? And obviously, Alessandro Bastoni is the big one, right? We know the Barcelona linked, right? There've been talks that Barcelona have been talking to Inter Milan now for a while. I genuinely think that the deal will happen. I think it will happen. I think that if you look at like in the last few games, I think I watched like the last game against Como Inter, right, when he got substituted. I think you can see that like he's like this is like you can tell like there was something different about like he's valuing like the last few weeks that he's there. Every time you can substitute, you can see like the way he's reacting. It seems like he's trying to like enjoy his last few games. It looks like he's kind of valuing the last few weeks that he's gonna be playing in Serie A. It kind of looks to me like he knows this is his last season. You understand what I mean? So for me, I think that Bastoni will come in. Now, I heard something this morning, funny enough, because I was actually bringing this idea to some of the other guys, right? And I told them, I think the Barcelona, what they should do is, if we're not going to spend the money to go and get Bastoni, right? Because don't think the Bastoni is even that expensive. I think the Inter Milan are really open to selling them right now, right? So they're saying that apparently they will take 50 million to 60 million, right? Which, to be fair, all right, before they were talking like 90 million and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So that's a very good bargain, right? For a defender that's in the age of his prime years. You understand what I mean, right?
Mhm.
I said, from me, I think Barcelona should do something where maybe they should offer like a 30 to 40 million, right? And then add an Araujo in there. Because let's be real, Araujo, his time is up, man. Like a lot of Barca fans, I feel like for him, like ever since like that whole situation with like the Chelsea game and then how he bailed out on us and went and did like that whole mental thing, right?
Mhm.
At the end of the day, bro, you bailed out on your team. And I need leaders. I need players that are going to be there in good times and the bad times, the hard times. At the end of the day, bro, this is football, bro. Like people go through this all the time, man. Like we've seen footballers go through this a lot. And footballers, they get up and they play football. You understand what I mean, right? No matter what the fans' reactions are. When the fans are criticizing, you get up and you play well and get them back on your side. And that's why I feel like his time is done. And he needs to go. Right? And also another thing is, Ronald Araujo, to be honest with you, I think he's tailor-made for Serie A. I think the kind of center back that he is. No, I mean it. Right? If you look at center backs in Serie A, they're not like there's no emphasis on like ball carrying and all this stuff. Even though there's some good ball carrying center backs down there, there's not really an emphasis on playing out from the back. You understand what I mean, right? Having passes of the ball and all that. I feel like most of them is like defend like they are old school defenders. And when you look at Araujo, that's what he fits. He is a great top class. Like I feel like he can be a top class center back in the right system. And I think that for a team like for a team like Inter Milan, I think he's still a made for them. I think that he would actually cook over there, right? And we don't.
I unfortunately don't think Araujo will leave this summer. You have to remember that just last year
Yeah.
alone, he has a contract until 2031. So he has the longest contract at the club. He's on 300,000 euros per week. So it's going to take a huge club to come in and try and convince him to get out. Someone in the chat says here that Araujo could be a very solid partner for Bastoni. That's not a bad option as well. But I think I would love to sell Araujo this summer. I just don't see it as a realistic feat. And when we talk about including players in deals, it has to be players that Inter also want as well. Maybe they don't want Araujo. But a player they do want is Hector Ford, that they're being rumored to be very interested in. So it could be all for like 50 million plus Hector Ford. for Bastoni. But Bastoni seems to be the one. That's the deal that we've been working on now a lot over the past month and a half, and it looks like we can get this deal done in the next month and a half, especially before the summer comes in as well. That's one of our two big targets. And the club don't want to spend more than 60 million euros on him. I think Inter want around 70, so you're very close in terms of figures. You maybe get some bonuses and some variables in there, and you should be good to go. I'm not worried about Bastoni whatsoever. I think he will definitely come in. I think the question mark comes about in other positions that we want to strengthen. But very excited for Bastoni. I think it'll be a good signing. Hopefully he does adapt.
Your mic is muted.
I think my wire just went. That's why.
Yeah, you're good now. We can hear you properly. Your mic is good. But look,
Okay.
yeah, I agree with that. But also, I think that it's funny because I talk about Araujo, but apparently the one that Barcelona, the defender that Barcelona are trying to get in the deal is not actually Araujo, but Gerard Martin. Apparently, Gerard Martin is I saw the news this morning. I think Barça Universal were the one who talked about it. They're saying that there's a possibility that Gerard Martin might be the one. Now, Gerard Martin has improved a lot this season, right? Fair play to him, right? But he's not a guaranteed starter. Let's be real, right? I feel like if we get the center backs, he's gonna be either on the bench or sold. You understand what I mean, right? For me, if we can add him in the deal to get Bastoni, absolutely, go get it, do it. You understand what I mean, right? I feel like sometimes people like to live in the here and now, but let's be real. Gerard Martin is not gonna be a world-class center back. He's gonna be he can be a great backup center back. You understand what I mean, right? Great supporting center back, right? Some of my players they're very, very good at that. You know, you think about like when we used to have Montoya in the team under Pep. You understand what I mean, right? These guys, he was never like a center back that was starting any games, but dude, he played in the games, you know, in the fringe games and stuff like that. And I look at players like him, and I think at the end of the day, I think that you can do well in another club, right? I think because remember, he was being linked to Brighton, Wolves this past summer. I'm looking at how good he is. I'm like, bro, imagine Gerard Martin at Brighton. I think he would actually have cooked over there the way he's been playing. You understand what I mean? For me, I kind of look at this whole situation and I think, yeah, if he can be added to sweeten the deal, then go for it. Go for it. At the end of the day, we will see what happens, man. But big up to Dali every single time, man.
I think Martin has impressed me quite a lot this second half season at center back. So I think this is a player that Inter are interested in, but I think it's one that Barcelona are going to sit out and they want to keep him for one more season. That's gonna be the problem, Omar. It's not only about can Barca doing the Champions League and blah blah blah. And you said now we have to make signings. You can't make signings without sales. You're looking at each position, right? Oh, we want to try and keep Christensen for free. It's gonna be hard to get rid of Araujo. Barca's not leaving the club like Martin. It's like, and then Aaron Garcia's had a great season. So it's like, what are we really going to do? Who's going to be that sacrifice? That's going to be the big question. Because we can talk about, starting a striker and a left winger and fullback and stuff like that. But with people staying, it's not going to be realistic. So it'll be interesting to see how Barcelona do adjust and what calls they will make as well. Because I expect a big sale in the sense that, maybe a surprise that we didn't see coming, maybe like a Koundé or a Balde, which they have been rumored a little bit. Maybe like I don't know, like maybe someone comes in and offers Rafinha and the club accepted. Like some side club says here's 80 million for Rafinha.
Hey,
would you take 80 million for him right now?
For Rafinha?
80 million right now.
I don't think I would, to be perfectly honest.
I wouldn't either. But with the club, I genuinely think the club gonna bid for 80 million.
For me, if we're gonna sell Rafinha at this point, 100 million is the only thing I'm hearing. Like that's the only thing I would even consider.
But I'm not even talking about my point is, if someone bids 80 million for Rafinha, the club will say, okay, how about you give us 90 and you got a deal? Extra 10 million. We want 100. You give us 80 in the middle. But I'm expecting
let's be real here, right? When Rafinha is on this pitch, right? The responsibility is shared between him and Yamal. When he's not on the pitch, everything just falls on Yamal. You understand what I mean, right? Defenders don't fear their left when Rafinha is not there. When Rafinha is on the pitch, they keep their eyes on Yamal, but they always make sure to never keep their eye off Rafinha because Rafinha is the big game player. You look at this tie against Atletico Madrid, it could have been so much different if we had Rafinha in this tie. You understand what I mean? And that's how valuable he is. And if he as valuable as he is, like players of this value, I'm sorry, man, unless you get a great offer. And I think that at the end of the day, bro, it would be the dumbest thing ever. I'm telling you right now, if we get if we get an 80 million or 90 million and the club of access, bro, 100 million is when I'm like, okay, you know what? For a player who's 30 this year, right, is not always gonna be on top. And also, we could use that money to maybe go get another winner. You understand what I mean, right? And that's what's important. But yeah. Big up to Rex. Rex actually has a thought here. Before you continue this, I'm open to selling Rafa if we are replacing him with Alvarez plus Osimhen. I'll give Rafa another season if the same injuries and sell him to Saudi for 100 M's. What are you saying, Hafid, about this?
I mean, I'd probably say yes, to be honest. I think that's probably only realistic way to get what we need best for this team. But then again, people call Rafinha the glue, man. I think Rafinha is influential for how we play. Maybe give Rafinha one more season. I think he deserves it. I think we talked about a lot in the summer. Rafinha had 60 GA last season. How do you compare this season? I said he has to get at least 30 to maybe prove that he's a world-class player. I think right now he has like 27. So he's
that's what I'm saying. And he's been injured all season.
That's why I want to mention. He's been out for at least 2 or 3 months of the season as well. So yeah. I think that my point is that what came from Rafinha is that I think the club have to make a big move to bring in what everyone wants. We want a fullback, center back, left wing, striker. We can't do that with you can't just say, oh, let's just sell Casado and that's it, because our midfield is perfect. I genuinely would keep Casado as well.
No, yeah. I mean, I would too, but I think he's kind of looking for more game time.
If he is, fair enough, man. Respect. We'll catch you on the next one. But midfield for us is perfect. No one's gonna leave. No one's gonna come in. You're looking at everywhere else, which when you had to make sales in other areas as well. Will Barcelona get rid of Rooney? That's a big question as well. Rooney came on against Atletico Madrid, was absolutely sublime. I'm surprised. The issue is with Rooney is that whoever comes in at right wing is not going to get minutes. And we can have Ian Robin. He'll still be holding bench as
he's a good backup, though. All this overworking that we do of Yamal, and the fact that Ronnie plays so well when he's given an opportunity, this is what frustrates me, that Yamal plays too much.
Omar, wait. When we had Messi, tell me who were Messi's backups? I'll answer your question. I'll answer your question. It's Carlos Perez, Jose Arnaiz, these random ass players coming from the academy.
I mean, yeah, remember Isaac Cuenca and Christian Teo.
Yeah, because Messi will play 99% of the games. Why? Because when you're the best player in the world, you want to play week in, week out. You want to get your stats up. You want to have the joy of playing football. You only have one career. The career lasts for 15 years. This is why Lamine wants to play week in, week out. It's justified. Now it's been different because there's so much more football being played as opposed to when Messi was playing back in the day. Because back in the day, you just needed a good starting lineup. Now you have to have a good starting lineup. You got to have, a good second team as well. So football's been different as well.
Yeah.
I think Rooney's a great option. I think Rooney's a perfect second choice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. But Rooney, I think, is a great second choice for you. I mean, but will Rooney like that? Does he want to sit on the bench and waste his career?
At his age, though, I feel like
I don't know.
For Ronnie's age, I think
the rumors are saying that Rooney is happy at Barcelona, but he wants more minutes. But he's not.
But that's what I'm saying, though. But when they say more minutes, I look. So this is my opinion, right? I think that when you say more minutes, I think it's more to do with the fact that, dude, this guy can go like 2, 3, 4 weeks without playing at all, get 0 minutes. I think that's kind of what he's talking about. If he was getting like spare minutes every game, he's getting like a 10-minute, let's say maximum, he's getting like a 20-minute cameo, right, for most games, right? Let's say if there's a Copa del Rey game against a second division team, he's the one that's starting, right? And then in the league, Yamal starts, he comes in, like let's say there's a Champions League midweek, he's coming in the 60th, 65th minute. Yamal goes to the bench, rests. You understand what I mean, right? If he's doing that more regularly, I think he wouldn't mind doing that. And also, if he plays well, he kind of gives that conversation to Flick, then like, okay, let me see what he does when I put him on the left. If he plays well on the left, I might be able to start him some more games. You feel me?
That's fair, but when you're saying, oh, bring on Rooney 20 minutes here, 10 minutes there, then start him here to keep him happy. When you're saying bring on Rooney for 20 minutes here, 10 minutes here, that's half an hour of football, for example. That's half an hour that you take away from Lamine Yamal, right? You have to remember that this is not like we have Malcolm or Dembele or someone that's, okay. You're talking about the best player in the world. So he has to play every single game until he is on his knees, desperate for a rest. People are saying, "Oh, Lemine's playing too many minutes. He shouldn't have." A lot of people
Yes, he
didn't want
is.
him to start. One second, one second. A lot of people didn't want him to start against Espanyol as well. I didn't, even though I was in the stadium, I wanted to watch Lamine play. He probably shouldn't have started the game anyway. But he started Espanyol. He started Atletico. Espanyol, Atletico had no issues. Played the whole entire game. For each one, came off no problem. Because when you're the best player in the world, you have this kind of different juju. You have this different vibe where it's hard for you to get injured. It's hard for you to get tired of stuff because Messi and Lamine know that they're the life of this club. They know that the club's future, half of it rests on their shoulders. What they do on the pitch, they understand that. So whoever comes in at right wing, whether you have Rooney, Malcolm, Ousmane Dembele, Olise, they're all holding bench for a long period of time for Lamine. Unless we have
Right.
in January where you have like 10 games in 10 days. That's where you're like, okay, Lamine, we love
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
but you
you have
can't
to
play that
rotate
many
more.
games.
Yeah.
So that's when Rooney comes in, right? I think Rooney's minutes against Atletico Madrid, the 10 minutes where he came on, was his first minutes in like a month. Why? Because Lamine is starting against Atletico, Espanyol. You look at all these lineup predictions for every single one of these games. All of them have Lamine in it because Lamine is Lamine. That's the issue, right? You can say that you can maybe argue that Rooney can play other positions as well, but why are you going to put Rooney on the left wing when you have Rashford there? You're paying Rashford 200,000 euros per week. He's, trying to get a move mentioned apparently. Why are you going to put Rooney there when you have Rashford? What's the point of us getting Rashford? This is why having squad depth is important, but you have to have the right profile in each position as well. So maybe a youngster like Rooney can maybe hold bench for a little longer, but there will be a point where he'll have to make a decision if he wants to stay or if he wants to go. The point that I'm trying to make overall here is that you cannot sell those kind of players, right? Where the sales have to come in is in the position where you want to strengthen, which could be defense and striker. So Lewandowski, Ferran Torres, Conde, Balde, Hector Fort, I don't know, Gerard Martin, Arujo, Christensen. These are the type of players that Barcelona may be looking to maybe offload to make room for these, new signs that we want, whether it's Bastoni or Cancelo staying permanently. So you have to look within those positions that you're trying to strengthen for ways to get out. And I'm looking at it right now. I don't think Kunde will leave. I don't think Balde will leave. I don't think Arujo will leave. Christian might leave. He rejected the first contract renewal. We'll see what happens. But the club are trying to keep him, which, is baffling. They want to give Gerard Martin a new contract. Kubarski is undisputed. Eric Garcia's had a great season. So who are we selling? Who is moving in that defense to make room for, a Bastone or a fullback that everyone wants, Carmaldo or Ratiu or whoever we want? That is the big question that is coming from the summer. Because we're not going to sell Casado to bring in Bastoni. That's not how it works in terms of squad planning. So that is the question. And I believe there will be someone leaving. The question is, who will it be? Will it be a shock, Kunde leaving? Will all be saved by God and it's going to be Arujo leaving? That's, I think, the big question heading into the summer.
Yeah, I think that's important. But when we talk about outgoings, let's actually talk about some incomings, right? So let's talk about some of these players that have been linked recently. We've seen some strikers being linked at the club, right? We just talked about Barcelona, but the strikers position, I saw two players. Apparently, I actually made a video about this, but they talked about us being inquiring about Alexander Soloth. Now, when I saw that happen, first thing I thought was, so this club has suffered so much PTSD from this guy scoring. They decided, yeah, we're just gonna sign him.
Sign him up.
I'm like, what kind of nonsense is this? Like, come on, man. Like respectfully to Alexander Soloth, he's a great backup. He's a great bench player coming off the bench getting goals. Amazing, right? He's a pretty good at that. But dude, I'm looking for a starting striker, bro. We have Lewandowski, who's basically all but out. Ferran Torres is most likely going to be sold. I need a starting striker, and you're going to linking me to Alexander Soloth? Alexander Soloth, bro. Like, come on. I mean, before I continue, user has a question for you if you wanna answer. Like, this is gonna be difficult. I mean, the fact that he expects you to answer this. What do you say?
My favorite, none of them. My least favorite, all of them. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Least favorite. There you go. There we go. Quick answer. But Soloth has been linked. I am not really, with that. Honestly, bro, absolutely not. Right, I am not. But then there's another one that's being linked, which is the Kosovan man, like Muriqi, right? He's been linked also, and we've been apparently, Barcelona are looking at him. And to be fair, I don't think Muriqi is what we need as a starting striker, personally, right? I don't think he's not what we need. But I'll tell you this right now, Hafe. If we were to sign a Osimhen or someone like that, right? A striker which, younger, more proven, you understand what I mean, right? And we were to sign like a Muriqi to be like a backup to him, bro. Imagine having a Muriqi as a backup, bro. That is a scary proposition because Muriqi this season having his best season in his career. He's got 21 goals in the league. He's the second top goal scorer in the league right now from Mallorca. Mallorca. Like that is impressive. Impressive, right? If it was up to you, right? Who would you rather go for? Because I know who I would go for. Like, who would you go for you?
Out of
out of like all of these, like, okay. So the question is, would you take Muriqi currently right now at Barcelona
for the right role? Yes, I would.
For the right role. So when you say what the right role, what do you mean? You see this guy?
Number 2.
Oh my freaking days! I swear to God, use I'm going to ban this dude. I'm banning this dude. No. This cannot continue. This guy keeps putting Barcelona content creators in Madrid. No. This can't continue. No. Get out.
I respect the banter.
Hey, hold that, man. Hey, hold this 5 minutes, you fraud. Bye. Yeah. Hold that. Bye. Hold that. But yeah, what were we saying again? Oh yeah, I was asking you about Muriqi, right? Would you take him? You said for the right role, right? Or something like that. So what do you mean when you say for the right?
As a number 2, I miss. Sometimes I sleep at night, bro, and I miss Luke De Jong.
Luke De Jong, man. What a time, man.
I have some dreams about him. When most of our time at Barcelona, when we're trying to find a goal, we're spamming crosses in the box to Ferran Torres or maybe Omar from Atlanta because there's nobody in the box half the time. What's the point? Bring in a target man striker. I would absolutely love it in games where it's tight and it's hard. When we're at Atletico Madrid, we brought on Araujo. Imagine you had a Muriqi.
No, imagine if we had Luke De Jong just crossing it into the box, man. We would have
exactly. Like we're already doing it with Araujo. Why not bring in someone who does it on a full-time basis and is an actual job and is actually good at it and serious at it? I don't mind it whatsoever. If you tell me, right now we'll get rid of Lewandowski and Ferran, you're bringing Muriqi or Julian Alvarez or Muriqi and Osimhen or Sorloth and Osimhen, wouldn't mind it whatsoever. I think that option on the bench is really good to have. I would take either Sorloth or Muriqi. I don't think one of them is significantly better than the other. Of course, Muriqi right now is on better form. He's scoring more goals. He's a starter for Mallorca. I think Muriqi is also 1 year older than Sorloth as well. Maybe just go for whoever's cheaper. I think right now they both have the same release clause of 40 million euros. I think Sorloth actually has 35.
That is actually a bargain, to be honest. For
no, you can get them for cheaper, right? These are just the release clauses, right? So if you bid maybe 15, 20 million for Muriqi, who I think has 1 year left in his contract with Mallorca, and he pushes internally, like, you know what, I did my thing. Let me go and play for Barcelona for a few years. Right. I wouldn't mind that move whatsoever. You're 1-1 at the Bernabeu. You bring on Muriqi for 10 minutes and he scores a header.
Crossing dude. I'm telling you, man.
One of the good things that Koeman did at the Barcelona managers, firstly,
was the Luke De Jong, the way he handled De Jong.
No, let me cook. Let me cook. One of the Koeman did a few good things. One of them, of course, was giving Pedri that chance. Pedri now is one of the best midfielders in the world, the Barca's captain. Blah 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 blah. Another thing that he mentioned was not signing Luke De Jong, but he talked a lot about the Luke De Jong profile in his first year because the strikers that we had at the time was Braithwaite, Messi, Griezmann, Dembele. He was complaining a lot in press conferences that he has no option off the bench in games where we're down a goal. He was talking about, I think that Barcelona should bring in a target man. I think a target man striker would elevate this team, would bring us a second role. I don't know why Barcelona are always worried about it or scared about it. And then, of course, that summer, we somehow, some way finessed Luke De Jong out of nothing. Of course, in the end, he got sacked. And Luke De Jong did better under Xavi and made that name for himself.
Yes, right.
But he brought that point up from the beginning. I would love, and I would, if I was building this squad, I would go out and get a target man striker like an Olivier Giroud, something where you can rely upon off the bench in key games away from home, where you can have a threat not only on the ball in shooting positions, but also aerially as well. So I don't mind, as long if they're coming in as a starting strikers, wrap the season up. I won't even watch next season. I will quit YouTube if there are starting strikers, but off the bench, would absolutely love it.
Nah, I'm telling you, man. I mean, listen, I would love to have like a Muriqi, like type striker that when we're struggling in games and we're playing like the Atletis of the world and they're just frustrating. There are a lot of us, we can just cross it into the box, bro. Lump it up for Muriqi, bro, to cook against these guys. But yeah, man. Listen, guys. You absolute froze, man. We have over 95 people in here, and I'm only on how many likes am I on? Guys, I'm on 37 likes. Bro, I haven't even hit 50 likes, and we have 95 people in here. Fraudulent, man. Absolute frauds that you are, man. You guys sat here and watched the whole stream and you guys didn't even like the video, man. You're absolute frauds, man. And listen, man, we're gonna be getting out of here, but you guys, man, you guys absolutely disappointed me. This was the first the first Blaugrana podcast in 2 weeks, man, and you guys have just decided, man, to not support, man, you frauds. But listen, big up to every single one of you guys who've been here, man. Listen, at least the least you guys can do now that I've got 100 people in here, right? Smash the like button on your way out. Smash the like button on your way out, you frauds, man. Listen, big up to every single one of you guys. We are back. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, guys. Next episode of the Blaugrana Podcast is obviously going to be on Hafet's channel, guys. It will be right after the Celta Vigo game. And we'll see what happens, man. We only have the league to look forward to now. There's not really much to get into apart from that, right? And we'll see what happens, man. But big up to every single one of you guys who've been here. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, you're right here, man. This is another good reason why we should suicide Muriqi, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We need someone that can terrorize the Madridistas. But yeah, guys, we're gonna redirect you all to obviously what's his name? Football Carnage, guys. Football Chaos is gonna be starting, guys. I'm gonna be very real, bro. I am so tired, man. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it, but we will see, man. Big up to every single one of you guys. And user, you're a lucky guy, man. If I see you in my next stream, bro, you're getting kicked out, man. You fraud. Get out of here, man. But big up to you guys, man. Take care of yourselves. Smash the like button. Vesca Barça. Take care, you guys.